gripping contest, and you were coming back into the game, and of course one moment of genius changes everything.
At the end, yeah. At the end, the last 10 minutes were better. So yeah, good performance. We did everything. We could not score. We defend well. They defend deep, and of course the counter-attack of them is always dangerous with the quality they have. But we control them, and unfortunately we could not score. It's football, but nothing to say. So more than my biggest compliment for the team.
Because they worked hard and you were pushing forward, you were applying pressure, they were going back. You seemed to be in control then.
All the time. Always we have to ask ourselves to do this, and after you know, sometimes win, sometimes lose.
Well, the crossbar saved them twice. Bernardo and Sterling missed you. I saw you hold your head in your hands. Is that the difference, though, these moments, these clinical moments?
Well, this kind of games, of course, so, but not we had this one. We had, especially the second half, we have many, like Donnarumma made good saves, but the team was there, the same like in Stamford Bridge, and the team is alive, so yeah, it's a pity because we play to win, we play to be there, but unfortunately they don't need much to score the goals, and they did it.
And of course you warned us about Lionel Messi, how he, inverted commas, you said, unstoppable at times. Is that what we saw tonight?
Yeah, the goal was fantastic.
Okay, and this then brings us to the next leg and the Liverpool game. How does this affect the weekend?
Now we are going to eat good tonight. We are going to drink a glass of wine. We are going to recover, and we are going to prepare the game on Sunday.
Thank you, Pep.
You're very welcome.
Wow, there's a new sheriff in town for sure. These are the results then from this evening. Club Bruges coming from behind to beat Leipzig. Manchester City, we know exactly what's happened to them this evening. Porto 1, Liverpool 5. Big result for Liverpool. Atletico Madrid got a last-minute winner. Ajax and Dortmund both winning at home this evening. And Sheriff with that win that you've just seen. You can see all those goals in Champions League tonight coming your way this evening. As soon as we're finished at 10:30, all the goals in the first half an hour. But there's only really one goal that we want to look at, and we want to. You might not, but we want to look at it again and again and again. I mean, it was a thing of beauty, Owen, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there was so much to like about this goal, I think. And to be fair, they were really the dominant side. You know, I think they. I mean, this is obviously the second one. I love the overlap from Hakimi there, makes a space. But once Messi comes into that spot, the set from Mbappe, I mean, that is just Messi all over. Coming inside, it's
Hakimi's run is so important because he takes the defender away. Some people will say, oh, the defender should go to Messi. But when you've got people like Hakimi running away and creating havoc like that, it takes players away, opens up the space for someone like Messi, and he's there to exploit that. And you see the pace, the strength, the balance, and then obviously the technique to put it where he did was just phenomenal.
Yeah, again, Messi, we spoke about it before the game. If he has his moments, then he's just unstoppable, and that was one of their moments, unfortunately, for Man City.
And you know, we often talk about a player joins a new football club and they need a goal or something special to happen early. Does that even ring true when it's Lionel Messi? He still needs a moment like this.
Yeah, I think he would have been expecting it, you know, probably even sooner. But he's the man for the big occasions. He always seems to score against Pep Guardiola teams for whatever reason. And just think today was the perfect performance from this team. They played on the counter, you know. And once they got the first goal and the space opened up for Hakimi, Hakimi with the width, and Messi be able to come inside, and then Neymar's in there and Mbappe's in there. It's going to be a thing of beauty. Today they got it right, and it worked beautifully. And I think Messi getting on the end of things is, look, he's going to score a ton of goals there.
Do you know what as well? But Messi being the superstar he is and doing what he's done in the game is like just taking the game to new levels, him and Cristiano in this time. But even today you saw at times he was on the peripheral of the game. He wasn't actually like integral to everything that was going on like he was at Barcelona, because he's at a new club. He's just feeling his way into it. And even superstars have to do that. They've got to feel their way into it. He hasn't scored for a number of games, but then you see the celebration after that goal. That's relief.
Yeah.
That's like you can see. He's not as animated normally. But the relief after this ball goes and you watch his face. Look, we spoke about the run from Hakimi, taking the defender away, allows that space to open up, and a little stun there from Mbappe and the finish. But it's his reaction after I love.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Messi would be the first to admit it wasn't his best performance, but he's just selective in his moments. We've seen there the fact that he could just inject a little bit more pace into his run. Laporte wasn't able to stay with him for that when he did it to Kyle Walker, which is not easy to do, you know what I mean? So Messi's now more selective in his timing of the runs, but when he does execute, he gets it right.
OK, well, it felt like PSG got it right the whole night. Let's have a look at the opening goal as well. I know you want to do it on the touch screen, don't you?
Yeah, we've got it here, and we can. It's a very good goal. Some good movements from PSG, but it's a lot about the defending as well from Manchester City, and we can go through this as defensive midfielders in Owen and centre backs, me and Jolien. But if you just play it on slowly here, and I think it's about Laporte. I think he's the person we're talking about. Here he is here, and mine, and I think Jolien would agree, is that he has to go out there. If he moves himself here, he's standing in the area that Mbappe's pointing to go into, then all of a sudden that ball from Hakimi doesn't get played there. It stops that situation at source. The fact that he actually will play it on is he starts to motion and come backwards towards the goal, opens up that space now. No resistance there.
If you take it back just slightly a little bit, the fact that he's checked Messi, he's checked his shoulder and see Messi, then means Diaz is checking his shoulder because he's thinking...
So he's checking there, you see, he's checking there. You see where Messi is.
But the point is as well, these boys are doing this because they see Messi at the peripheral, don't they?
Yep.
Which you would as well.
Yeah.
But because Rodri's slightly out of position, Bernardo Silva's got to pop in there, hasn't he? He's got to fill in that gap. Because if he fills in there, these boys won't look.
That's where you would go. Because
that's where I'd go, yeah. I'd see the...
You've got the defensive now, so you've got the defensive responsibility head on, but that's not his natural instinct.
No, yeah, but we just didn't do that on the
weekend.
weekend. Yeah. So we know he has the capabilities to do that. I just feel sometimes you can have too many people back and everyone thinking, well, someone else can do that.
But I think this is the man, and he's a leader. Yeah. Diaz is a leader, and that's where I think he can see everything. He can see the edge of the box here. He's already looked there to see where Messi is. He can see what's in front of him here. He can see the whole situation. You have to command that situation. Even sometimes someone like Kyle Walker as well, who's even further behind, can see everything in that picture. You've got to talk. The communication is so underplayed in the game today. But if those guys talk, listen, this situation doesn't get absolutely taken out of play just because you talk. It's difficult in this speed of play. We're slowing it down, which makes it easier for us. But the talking is so important to stop a situation happening.
You're right, but if you run it on slowly, Ray, the point is they're actually in a really good spot. I know that, you know, Laporte maybe, obviously once the ball goes down into Mbappe there, but really if you look at it, if you just stop it there, Ray, look, they've actually got good numbers. You know, it's really only, you know, it's 5v3 in the box there, so they shouldn't really score. But we've got to keep an eye on Neymar's movement. Just keep him there. You know, watch what he does, because all the defenders run back to the goal. Watch where they all go back there. Watch Neymar. He has a feel for whether this is going to come. Just that little drop of the shoulder there, and he's free. And he could really score there.
Oh, yeah. But there's a slight deflection off Laporte. Yeah. They're miscontrolled. Mahrez is miscontrolled. So them things you can't cater for, because if you could read deflections, miscontrol, you would never concede. But the finish is...
It's a great finish. Yeah. It's a great finish.
But that's what the top players give you, that from Neymar, just that little bit of movement. City were quite organised, weren't they, really, defensively? Because Neymar drifts into that spot, it costs.
The reason why I think Laporte doesn't go out there, because it's Mbappe.
Yeah.
Because it's speed, because it's pace, because it's skill. Centre-backs naturally don't want to go wide.
You didn't want to be there.
I don't want to be there. Jolien wouldn't to be, because fullbacks are used to being out there. So I understand it, and it's easy for us to sit here and say he should have. But looking back, when you slow it down, I believe that definitely should have happened. But you look here, the shape from PSG. We questioned today what this would be like, what this PSG team would set up like, and this was what we saw a lot of today. The connection of the back four with the three midfielders, almost like the dogs in front of them in terms of work rate. And these boys were allowed to just amble back. Get back, but in your own time, we'll secure things before you get back. And this happened so many times throughout the game. And I'll let Owen, because you're a midfielder and you spotted this as well, just highlight what happens with the midfield three when the ball goes wide into these areas here.
Well, first of all, the most important thing, we spoke about Hakimi before. He's up there, isn't he, a lot of the time? But that was a solid back four. Mendes was terrific. Hakimi was terrific. But the big thing I think we were able to notice was the fact that these three got through a ton of work. These three, especially Herrera and especially Gueye, because those three, normally we'd say they got to track back. Verratti was at the base of the midfield, and these two, whatever side the ball was, Gueye was doubling up. I thought Gueye, to me, was the man of the match, the most important player, because he actually did two jobs in terms of going out to press the ball and then he'd come back inside. So these three normally would be there, but actually they retreated. If you just run it on, they retreated actually quite centrally, didn't they?
And I think that's an important point. The left side here, get Gueye going out there, allowing the back four to stay in position and not have to be shifted around too much. Once the ball starts coming out, and we'll play it a bit quicker here, it goes out the other side. I'll show you what happens. Straight away as he gets out to Grealish, who's on his way out there to support? That's your other side midfielder.
That's Herrera.
Herrera going out there to be the person, that little bit extra security. And his partner in midfield stays central, making sure that he secures things in there. And it will come over eventually if need be. But it was such a big tactical decision from Pochettino. Does he want the front three to work back, or is he going to have people in there being secure and staying and being responsible?
And you know what I think is a really interesting point? They all did their work for the team. But look, these guys are in a spot, if they win it, they can transition, they can get up the pitch because they're in quite central area. And these three combining together is going to destroy any team.
Very good. So, big night for Lionel Messi. Also, big night tonight. Saturday was a really good example of when Manchester City don't need a striker to play well and win a game of football. Is there an argument that maybe tonight would have been an evening to have a talismanic front man to bring on 18 attempts, 7 of them on target, didn't score?
Yeah, I think there's always going to be an argument for that when they don't score. You could argue the fact that Jesus played so well and scored the goal. Again, Pep picks a team to beat the opposition, and there wasn't any bad performance today. Raheem maybe should have scored. Bernardo, I feel, should have scored. So there was opportunities for Man City to score a goal. So I wouldn't blame it on them not having a recognised striker on the pitch. I just think it was a solid performance from PSG, to be honest. They defended in a way I didn't know they could and would enjoy to do, and allow their three up front to not recover.
The question's going to be posed all year round, isn't it? Because a recognised number 9 wasn't brought in the summer. And the man in question was Harry Kane in the summer. Now, today, do you think that he would have made a difference with the chances that come into the box? Maybe, but it's lots of if, buts and maybes. I think you look at last season, the way they played, they were putting teams away. They were scoring goals, they were creating chances. Sterling, if it wasn't him, it was Mahrez, you know what I mean? So Gundogan, they were getting goals from all over the park. And at the moment, it's almost like it's got to be the perfect goal to score. And that's an issue. They've got to be able to score the scruffy goals. They're getting half chances, put them away. Bernardo Silva underneath the bar misses. It's like you can't coach. There's no coaching manual that says the tactics have got that wrong. That's just individual player there that got that wrong in that instance. But they're top-class players. They're a top-class team. Today, they were undone by, I think, the team that who were more clinical in the big moments.
One thing you do need is people to buy into your plan. Pep knows about trying to get Lionel Messi to buy into what he wants to do. Well, Pochettino's got him lying down on free kicks. So this has happened quite quick, hasn't it? Look, you can see it.
Yeah, we couldn't believe it. I mean, just shows you, look, he's one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest.
The moment Pochettino asked him to do that at their training ground, someone should have gone in there and said, no. This doesn't happen to Leo Messi.
You look, there's Neymar. That's Neymar telling Mbappe.
No, you can't. It's disrespectful. I wouldn't have it.
I bet if there was another one, Neymar goes down.
Yeah.
I bet it's on the rotation.
Yeah.
I bet none of them want to do it, but to be part of a team and be successful, you have to.
Where's your team spirit gone?
If I was laying down, if I was in that team, I'd say, listen, no, I'll lay down for you. Sorry, I couldn't have him laying down like that. I can't see it. He don't get his kit dirty. That's not what Messi does.
He does now. He wins games of football in the Champions League and scores great goals.